This week on Humpcast, Isabella. I fucked that up already. God damn it. We'll do it one more time.
Wait, can you keep that?
It'll probably be in there, sure. We'll start over again. And wait. Third time's a charm, I swear to God. Shh. We're professionals.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This week on Humpcast, Isabella Chiemi Weiss joins me in studio with a new YouTube channel. It's official. We have our sparkly new Batman. Zorro teams up with Django, and trailers for Scary Stories and a new Dark Crystal's tale. You're listening to Humpcast.
Hit it already.
Yeah. All right. What is up, everybody? Good day to you. Hopefully you are hearing us loud and clear, because I believe it's the last 3 freaking weeks we've been having stupid audio issues where they can't hear us. And to be completely plain, it sounds perfect when we listen to it in our headphones while we're recording, and I did about 5 tests today.
Actually, though,
And she was there, and it should be
witness.
fine. So hopefully you're able to hear both of our voices. And by both, I mean our guest today, Miss Isabella Chiemi Weiss. Now, let me
play
go
me that
ahead
reggaeton
and play
horn.
that on and give you a little bit more epic one. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Does that mean I'm an Avenger?
You are an official Avenger. Thank you for joining us on Humpcast, you Avenger.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. So as you can see, Ryan D is not here again. He's on sabbatical. So don't worry about him. He'll be back eventually, we think, as long as he doesn't, die before then. But let's... I don't know. It's live. Things happen. I'm not saying it's definitely gonna happen, but whatever. I'm totally kidding. So yeah, he's actually tonight. If you're watching this live, he is hosting Comedy at the Dollar at the Silver Dollar Saloon in El Monte, California. And you can go check him out starting at 9 and watch us live on your phone in the back with your headphones on. That's fine too.
I think you should.
I think you
Headphones
all
are
should.
good.
Exactly.
Everybody has AirPods now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you have one AirPod in there, and then you just you watch the comedy and you just chuckle every once in a while.
Give us a
So
giggle.
let's start off just like every episode with an alcoholic beverage of some sorts. I actually pulled out my bartender hat today, and I made us some more tropical old fashions today. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is my own take on an old fashioned, not following your standard process, but actually making it a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more, like I said, tropical. You have ginger notes, a little bit of almond and spices, and kind of almost like a bourbon tiki drink.
It is a bourbon tiki drink. That is a very apt
Right?
description.
Thank
yes.
you. If you put some soda in there, it'd be like, the perfect bourbon tiki drink. And you can if you feel like it. I have some soda in the fridge, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get up, so don't worry about it.
Rude.
Yeah, and we're trying to balance it out with water this time. So I'm trying to be responsible, especially we have a guest here, except not 100% responsible, because I believe it wasn't even me this time. You brought up shots,
It was
right?
definitely me. Look at how cute these are.
Yeah, we're gonna do some shots.
Look at that.
And,
Freaking Power Ranger shot glass.
Bourbon's over there. I'll be right back.
Okay, go get it. Okay, I just want you guys to look at how cute these are. So I'm the pink Power Ranger because purple is my favorite color, but purple Power Ranger is not a thing, sadly.
Yep.
So
actually, funny enough, we had a guest who she actually holds the title for longest running, I guess, returning guest. I didn't find that out, but we had another guy that was like, okay, I need to be on more than Jen Nangle. And so Jenny Nangle has been on this show, I guess, those times, and she found out that there are purple Power Rangers.
No, there are purple Power Rangers?
Not in the Mighty Morphin or in a lot of the other ones, but as far as in the actual Power Rangers mythos, there have been purple Power Rangers.
Well, whatever.
Don't ever tell her that I told you that, internet, because she's not allowed to be right around me.
Interwebs, don't you dare.
Don't do it. All right. But no, yeah. So I was like, I don't have a purple cup, but you get pink ones. They're
Yeah.
pretty close.
Pink is a kind of purple, right?
Yeah, it's an off-brand of purple.
Off-brand purple. I like that.
Exactly.
Ain't no mainstream purple.
And I got this gigantic jug of Bullet, and I fucking love Costco for this because not only do they have like large quantities of items for discount prices, they also have these ridiculously large bottles of alcohol for really good prices.
Which is a little bit dangerous.
It is. Look, this is the side of my head. The size of my head. You guys.
It's the size of his. Wait, how? Okay, let me see.
This is it for
Comparison.
scale. So if you're watching live, you can just.
So sorry.
That's we're gonna take that picture for Instagram later.
Actually, please.
Yes, here. All right, this is for
right.
you.
Thank
This
you,
is me.
Sa. Thank y'all.
Cheers. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
That's not bad at all.
That is delicious.
I haven't had Bullet in a long time, to be honest.
Really? I like Bullet.
So I went to Costco knowing that I needed other stuff,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, oh, you know what? Because you had said you like whiskey drinks,
Yeah.
and I have one small bottle of Elijah Craig bourbon.
That's it.
Well, no, okay, so hear me out. I have
Alright.
one small, not even the bottle, like
It's like that's like
an inch and a half,
shot and a half.
yeah, of bourbon left. I have rye, I have Irish whiskey, and I have Scotch whiskey. And I was
Alright,
like, you know, I don't
that's
even
good
have any
amount.
bourbon, like not enough for any cocktails at
Sure.
least. So I made sure that I found some bourbon there, and
Just for me.
just for you. Also, I wanted
Yay.
bourbon, but you were kind of the spark of
I'm
it.
gonna take that. I'm gonna take that for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, darling.
No problem. But now I got some bourbon, so that's fucking awesome. And
yeah,
I actually
nice.
have to say, I'm pretty happy about that. That was really good and smooth
It is.
compared to like, I'm thinking about Maker's Mark, where
Oh.
I'm not the biggest fan of Maker's Mark
Really?
personally. No,
I enjoy Makers. I personally enjoy Makers,
you do?
but not everybody does. It's definitely smokier, harsher.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair.
Exactly, and that smoky harshness is like, if I'm in the mood, I'll get like a lighter Scotch
Sure.
more than like a smoky bourbon.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so like Jack and Maker's Mark are two things that I kind of put in the same category.
Yeah.
Granted, they do not taste
They
the same.
don't, because I'm not a fan of Jack.
But they are in the same category. It's like if I'm looking for that little bit more bite, I'll go for one of those. But
Right.
smoothness is generally what I'm going for.
Yeah.
And not having that in a long time, I'm very happy that that tasted a lot better by itself.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So getting to why you wanted to come on, one, we got to know each other a little bit, and I really like your personality.
Why, thank you.
Two, you are a musician with the brand new YouTube channel. Is that correct?
I am. I have a brand new YouTube channel. I just started it up. So I am a classically trained violinist by trade. I wanted to do, the whole violin thing. And I even went to college for it.
Oh, really?
But
So you have a degree in music.
I have a
You
degree in music.
Degree in drums and violins and
Degree
stuff.
in the violins and shit. But I was like, I don't know, halfway through college, and I kind of realized, well, shit, the classical world is shrinking. So
What?
I know, right? Big whoop.
Ooh, not yet.
I kind of thought, let's do something else for a career that's more sustainable, and shit.
That makes
So,
sense.
Yeah, so I want to be an actor now. That's totally more sustainable.
Absolutely. Exactly. We're definitely not hiring right now. Sorry.
Can I give you my resume?
Yeah, we'll keep it on file.
But no, in all seriousness, so I'm a violinist. I also do taiko, which is the Japanese style of drumming.
Say that again.
Taiko.
Like taiko or taiko?
Taiko, not taiko.
Like taiko RCs?
Taiko drums.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, but yeah, so that's kind of my passion.
Well, so there are tons of different types of drums. What kind of drum?
Yeah.
Like, can you describe a taiko? Taiko?
It's perfect.
Taiko?
Gorgeous accent.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So taiko is the traditional Japanese style of drumming, and there are tons of different kinds of drums. And the most standard ones that you'll see are they're all wooden, generally speaking. Kind of like a barrel shape where you can have ones that are, maybe come up to your waist when you're standing, and it's laid up flat, so you play kind of up and down
With giant
vertically
sticks?
with sticks, yeah. We call them bachi.
Bachi?
Bachi, yeah, those are like drumsticks.
Okay.
Or you could have like the really, really big ones that you play standing upright, and that we call odaiko, which is literally just means like
Odaiko?
big drum.
I'm trying to learn new languages, and also I'm also trying to perfect accents too.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I have this thing where it's like if I can understand language and accents, I will sound better as a voice actor if I do something like that. So
Absolutely.
So it's funny when I speak Spanish, which I can pretty much only order food and like understand if someone's talking shit. I go into a full on like deeper voice.
Pues, yo también.
Yeah, instead of
My voice goes lower.
yours go, okay. So mine is like this. This is my normal English voice, and
Yeah.
then if I'm going to like King Taco, I'm like,
Yeah.
dos tacos de buche y un burrito de carne asada, blah blah blah.
You like the classic lower, like
Yeah.
masculine, sexy
Exactly.
Spanish voice.
Exactly, and it does this like
Yeah.
little rhythmic thing that my friend was like calling me out on it one time. Like, what the fuck was that? Like what?
But no, it's an actual thing. When you speak other languages, some people don't realize this. Languages have their own cadences.
Yes.
So if this is my natural English speaking voice, I agree. When I speak in Spanish, because I'm half Hispanic, my voice drops. So my
high five for Hapa.
Hey! And when I speak in Japanese, which is my other half, hey!
Hey!
I'm sorry, I know you're not Japanese.
I was like, I'm Chinese. Whatever.
My family's gonna disown me.
You're like, hey. I'm like, whatever.
I'm sorry.
You lost me there.
But when I speak in Japanese, my voice like goes up like 5 octaves. It's kind of
Well,
ridiculous.
I noticed that, which is why when you were saying that and I was listening, because like say taiko again.
Taiko.
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 So if I'm speaking Japanese, like taiko.
So like if I wanted to say
Mm-hmm.
I am a taiko, I don't know, player or something.
Yeah.
私が太鼓やってます. That's like in Japanese, right? And so my voice goes up naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It sounds, and you sound like an anime character.
はい、私です.
Yeah.
イサちゃんだよ.
Yeah.
Like
I can't even try that because
that-
I barely know anything in Japanese specifically. Even Chinese, like I can order
Yeah.
food. You get where my entire upbringing was just like this is gailan, and then this is shimei.
But those are like the important things.
Yes, exactly. If you you could actually live, I think, your entire life if you only had gailan and shumai, because you have all the food groups basically. Well, at least all the nutrients. You have carbs, you have proteins, you have fats. You kind of can.
You're missing your veggies though.
The gailan is the veggie.
Oh, is it?
Gailan is like
gailan?
it's like a leafy green.
So you're covered.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Word.
dark leafy green, and then the
that's the healthy shit.
Yes, and then the shumai is the pork and shrimp and fat dumpling or meatball. I mean,
That thing, yeah.
it's so good.
Oh my god.
It's everyone's favorite because it's literally it's just the juiciest, savoriest meatball, and
meatballs.
I ate like 2 hours ago, but I'll do it again. I'll do it again, you guys.
Ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
all about that food life.
So
anyway,
let's draw back. Drums.
drums, the Japanese taiko and violin.
Yes.
So that's what I do.
So is there a Japanese violin, or is it a regular violin?
I don't know that there's a Japanese version of the violin. There's a Chinese
Because I know
version.
there's so many like string instruments that
yeah.
like I just started listening to a Mongolian band and I was like, what the fuck is this? And they have like a new instrument looking thing.
They're so
Then of course there's
cool.
Chinese string instruments. There's
Yeah.
horizontal string instruments.
Yeah.
There's all
So
sorts
it's like
of stuff.
Japan also has this one.
fuck
Sorry,
is
if you're
this?
I know if you're listening on podcast, I'm so sorry you can't see this. Yeah, that it's like koto they call it. It's like a harp, but it's like on its
It's a diagonal harp.
belly. It's
Well,
on
it's
its belly.
What you're doing here is a horizontal?
Yeah, no, it's like flat. It's
Oh, okay.
totally horizontal. It's
Ding, 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 ding.
what is it called? What's this?
Flat.
It's flat.
Okay.
All right. But
No,
no,
I was going
don't know if
horizontal.
There's,
Is that what you're talking about?
horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And this is harps are vertical,
vertical.
generally.
Not. Oh, I was thinking diagonal, but that's
Diagonal is-
not the right word.
If you're all
No, no.
styly, you can lean it back and get a diagonal harp going.
My brain hurts.
But if you have a cello and it's vertical, you flip to the side and cello, you got a bass.
Stop it.
Shout out School of Rock. Yep.
All right. Anywho, all things aside, yeah. So I'm a violinist. I play taiko drums. I absolutely adore film and TV soundtracks, movie scores. So that's one of the things that are like that give me the most pleasure in life. So
Okay.
I really enjoy those, and I've always wanted to do my own covers for years actually, and finally this like past 2 months I kind of pulled my head out of my ass and did it. So I started a YouTube channel.
About damn time.
About damn time. So I started a YouTube channel that I could share these things with, and really I do them for my own enjoyment, but I hope that other people get enjoyment out of them. So the first couple videos that I've uploaded, and I'm actually supposed to have one for next week, but I'm not finished yet.
Oh no!
That's
Well,
okay.
get on
finished. I'm gonna get on it.
and then you can come back and you can play that too.
They're all the first couple are Game of Thrones related.
Yes, and so we could play a couple of seconds of this. Like I'm thinking, because it's a cover, we won't get pulled for anything.
No,
so we'll see what happens.
Should be fine.
Who's shooting these videos?
Friends of mine, actually.
Oh, that's you playing the violin.
Yeah, that's me.
See, you know, it'd be cool if it was you standing next to you, violin and the drums.
So the whole thing with this,
Yeah.
if you notice, I'm wearing Japanese kimono.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
And what's the rap though? Because when you're doing drums, is that what's?
Yeah, it's called a sarashi, which is like, I don't actually know what that translates to.
Sarashi.
Sarashi.
Different than a chirashi bowl.
It's different than a chirashi.
Just so you can make sure that you know the difference.
You know, there's a difference. It's like a bunch, like a really long ass thing of cloth that you just wrap around yourself. Like guys in the old days in Japan used to use sarashi and would like wrap their torsos with it. And that was like a thing. Or for girls, like you kind of wrap your boobs. So
oh, that's right.
yeah, you cover that up.
Yeah, when you said that, it reminded me of Mulan. And when she goes to go be a guy and then join the army, she like wraps up her boobs and she's like, "Oh God, no."
Yeah, because I don't have boobs either, so it's like really easy to hide them.
You just need a chirashi bowl.
You just need a chirashi bowl. It's easy. Yeah. So the outfit that I wore in this one, I'm super into kimono. It's like one of my hobbies. I kind of took Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
I see it with the hair.
Yeah, and
see, you have black hair, so it's a little hard to see because of the black background. But I did notice a little bit.
I did the braids. I tried to do the braids and everything. If anybody out there is like a Game of Thrones fan, hopefully you would kind of like.
I mean, I feel like you may have lost some.
I know. We're not going to talk about that.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
No. I am very pleased with Daenerys' end. I am okay with that.
You are
all
okay
things
with
considered. All things considered.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like chill. But yeah. So I'm super into kimono, and that was.
And so, when you say kimono, is that saying that as a sort of culture, or is that the actual term for just one kimono, two kimono?
Yeah. No, it is the term. It's not the term for like culture in particular per se.
Yeah.
But it's like kimono is. It actually literally just means thing you wear.
Oh, okay.
If you translate it directly, but you know, all things considered, that's like the classical Japanese. Garb. So I really got into that traditional style of clothing, and I kind of like got a lot of secondhand shit that I really love, and I'm super into it. So
it just makes me think of this one scene.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
He's like, I'm gonna try this really good. Because like when you think kimono, you have to think of
Pineapple Express, obviously.
More chill than you. You're more chill than me. Yeah. Look what I'm wearing. Kimono, dog. What are you wearing? Suit? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's up with you, but I don't know if I like you. Well, I don't know if I like you either.
Kimono dog.
Kimono dog.
Zen as fuck.
That's how I feel about that.
Right? I feel like that.
Actually.
It's always like a silky, and so I think it's been played off in like movies and stuff. It's like super silky and then like super high cut too, even on guys.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the case.
No, that's not actually the case. So if you actually have a real kimono, you're gonna have a shit ton of layers. It's really hard to put on. Like it took me, so it goes a lot faster if you have someone else helping you out with it.
Yeah.
But I did that one by myself with a little bit of help at the end because I was struggling hardcore.
Yeah.
But that took me about like 30 minutes to put on.
Okay.
So it's multiple layers. You got to tie everything. You wrap it all up, and then you put your obi. Obi is the big sash with the big bow on the back.
I'm just gonna invite you over just for Japanese lessons.
Word. dog.
So are you fluent in both Japanese and Spanish?
Yes, I am.
Lucky motherfucker, which actually translates to you learned and worked hard, so good for you.
Oh, thanks, love.
I wouldn't say I'm your typical American, because I do definitely know a little bit more, but
America.
I cannot hold a conversation.
You could hold a conversation in Spanish, though.
If it's about food.
That counts.
Yeah, it does count. Actually, I will say that. But then the second that somebody asks me a question not related to food, I'm like, ¿Qué?
¿Cómo?
¿Mande?
¿Queso?
What? Queso? No, queso? Yeah. Okay. Like, oh, yeah, queso. Más queso.
Más queso. Anyways.
Yes.
All right. Well, long story short, that all of my videos, one of the things that I'm trying to do
Yes.
that I just thought was a cool thing.
No, absolutely. So you're gonna
Is,
you're starting this basically it's a music Instagram or
Yes.
it's a YouTube channel.
Music cover YouTube channel where I take popular soundtracks or songs or anything that people are into these days
And
that
do the
I
little
like.
twist.
And I do a little twist.
With
I
the
do
violin.
my own. Those are completely recorded by myself in my home. I'm not a sound engineer, so they're
okay.
super rudimentary. But
Interesting, because I was gonna say, I was like, so you have this whole crew apparently making music videos, but you record it at home.
well, I recorded the sound at home.
Mm-hmm.
All of the music itself, I arrange myself by ear, and then I do recordings in my. I got a little basic mic and that whole rig set up.
Okay.
And then I will take the character from whatever property that I'm doing a cover of, and I kind of turn them into a Japanese version, essentially.
That's cool.
So like that first one that we looked at was Daenerys in a kimono, essentially. So she had her little dragon pin. She's got the red. It was kind of a take on the major Daenerys clothing from season 7, I guess. Which I had a lot of fun with. And then the drums, me on the taiko, was supposed to be like a White Walker, kind of. So I was kind of playing around with those different scenarios.
I was like, oh yeah, because you got it. You get it? You get it? Okay.
But yeah, so I kind of have fun with it.
Can
and
you
then,
tease what your next video is going to be about? Because you have 2 up right now.
I do. I
And
only
you said
have
you're working on another one right now.
I'm working on the next 2, so
Okay.
one this month and one in July. The next one, I know Game of Thrones is over,
Yeah.
but I really liked Podrick's song.
I will say that I don't remember. Oh, Podrick's song.
the Jenny-
I was thinking
Jenny
about
one.
Yeah. Okay, no,
you're
that's a
thinking
really good one.
Gendry.
I was thinking Gendry. It's funny, even just because you said Podrick, I thought Gendry. I'm like, Gendry's
Right,
a fucking song?
High in the hills.
Yes. If you do the Reigns of Castamere and you want to collab with me, I will sing it for you.
Oh, okay, so I was debating either the Podrick song or Reigns of Castamere.
Because that one, I sing to myself all the time, and I feel
Oh
I
my
do this like
God.
bassy voice. It's like, who are you? The proud Lord said that I must bow so low. And but I do it better than that.
But actually,
but like for real though,
but for real,
I'm kind of down. I'm super down.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna do a couple more Game of Thrones videos. Even though, because honestly, I know Game of Thrones is over, but
It's so fun.
I'm doing this for
There's
me.
a fandom, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, like I love this shit. So
Yeah,
that's
like
what
we
we're-
do this show
we're
for
gonna do
me, clearly.
Oh,
No.
yeah. And then after that,
mostly
that,
for Ryan, actually.
whatever, Ryan.
Ryan, calling you out, bro. Where you at? Will you get a better job? Get closer.
Oh my god, I just snorted. But yeah. And then Lion King next month.
Ooh,
is
that'd be cool.
Actually, another one.
And that okay. Well, let me see when that comes out, because would that coincide with its actual release
I
date?
mean, I think it comes out sometime in July, but I don't know when in July.
If you time it like well enough, like you can get it pretty spot on the week of. Let me
Hope
see.
so. Well, I kind of wanted to do it before it came out. 'cause
No,
then
that's usually what a lot of
that what people
YouTube's
do?
the week before,
I
week
am
prior.
new to this shit.
Yeah,
I'm very new to this shit.
Release date 2019.
Oh, that.
That's gonna be July 19th.
So
So you have a month and more than a month. Definitely more than a month.
It's like a month. Okay. 'Cause
We're in June?
today's what now? The 4th or something? 5th? 4th. I
Yeah,
don't
wait for
know.
it. Move. Tuesday the 4th. Yeah.
Ay.
Cool.
All right. Well, y'all check that out. It's
So
coming.
in 1 month,
YouTube me,
Lion King, bro.
Isabella, Chiemi,
Okay, so
Weiss.
that's where you're gonna run into some trouble. It's all fun and games to be like, my name is Isabella Chiemi Weiss. But then it's like, follow me at Isabella Chiemi Weiss.
Like,
And
how the
you're
fuck do you spell that shit?
What?
Yeah, I know. Just like YouTube Isabella Violin. I don't know. Maybe I'll pop up.
I'm actually curious about that because what?
Will
what's
it? I
your-
actually have not. I don't even know. Will it pop out?
Isabella Violin. Violin cover? That was the first thing that pops up.
Oh
Maybe.
my. Well, are there like a shit ton of Oh no, there are so
You're
many
the
other.
fourth one down.
Fourth one.
Fourth one's not bad. That is not bad. If I put my name, you wouldn't even find me. A lot of white guys. That's about it.
Garrett Lee. Is Lee a white last name?
Yes. Well, okay, so
Oh,
it is
it's
obvious.
Southern.
Yes,
It's
that's what I'm
Southern.
saying. It's like it is Asian, but it's also
But
you
it's
have
also white.
many Southern white last names being Lee, and
I
it's fine.
forgot
Or
about
first,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all in there. So let's just for the fun of it.
I want to see this.
We're gonna
Let's
just
check
Google
it
my
out.
name, Garrett Lee.
Let's see you, hun.
And okay, so we already first off the bat we have a country guy looking guy, 271 subscribers, 9 videos. He has his guitar.
He's got his guitar.
Let's see,
Guitar. You said that
a
very
lot of
nicely.
those. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's
Baseball channel, Doggo. I'll take that one.
Oh, puppy.
Yep. Other people not me. Other people not me. Piano guy. Other Asian guy. Nope. No.
No.
This is me. Hey, look, another Asian guy. Good for that person.
Wow, there's another Garrett. What?
There's only one me, but there's a lot of Garrett Lees apparently. I'm not even on this list at all.
Oh my God, stop.
Granted, I don't
Well,
have my
I
own
mean-
YouTube channel. I don't have a Garrett Lee YouTube channel, so
Well, that might make a difference.
that would make a difference, I would say.
Darlin'.
But I get tagged in shit sometimes, you know. We'll see. Whatever.
Well,
Either-
if we do a collab on them Reigns of Castamere,
boom.
wabamo,
Then you better be Googling me.
you better watch out.
You better not cry.
I'm gonna die.
Because you're gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
I'm like fucking way down here, still nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. That's what I said. I don't have a channel, so I'm okay with
Well,
this.
that's a
As
part of it.
far as YouTube goes, let's go for Google. Should I try that?
Google us.
All right, let's try. Well, if
Yeah,
I
on
if
your
I do your whole
Google.
name, probably you would come up.
If you did my whole name, I would come up.
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know.
So,
I'm impressed you remembered it. Thank you. Oh, it's WEISS.
don't you
Just
correct me.
saying.
See, you're the third picture.
Aw, look at that. My
Or second if you actually click the button.
okay. Yeah, but then it's like all other like white chickies.
Wait, what does this say? It says something. Top 25 Isabella Weiss
Oh,
profile.
wow.
You made a list of top 25,
25 LinkedIn Isabella Weiss pro. I'm not
Congratulations.
even number 1.
but you're top 25.
That's sad. It's
No.
well, Weiss is technically like
Oh.
it means white, so it's like
Isabella
Isabella
White. Yeah.
Essentially, that's a super common last name.
I know. That's why I like. Do you watch Ruby?
I don't watch Ruby.
Do you know of Ruby?
I do know of
There's a character
Ruby,
named Weiss
yeah.
or Weiss, and she's like all about all the whiteness, and I'm like, you get it? Do you get it?
Hey! Do you get it though?
Exactly. And let's see. Okay, well at least you're in there.
I'm there.
Let's try Garrett now. Let's do that.
All right, darling, let's go.
All right. Boom.
Wabam.
Oh, I'm
oh,
in there.
Look at you. You're the 1, 2, 3, 4. You are the 4.
Hey.
You sexy motherfucker.
Then look at this. Look at this. I like this guy though. Straight up 11-year-old white kid
11.
with what looks like the first iPhone ever,
Oh,
taking that bathroom
honey.
diagonal selfie like a boss.
Sweetheart.
I'm gonna give this
Is
guy
he
mad
wearing-
respect.
Is he wearing a Steelers jersey?
I
can't read it. I don't know what that is.
Tri-Valley.
But if it's Steelers, I appreciate that because I went to school in Pittsburgh.
No, I think it might be like a fucking kid
Rude. No
kid
more
league.
respect.
What is that called?
Respect lost. Little
Pee wee
League?
football?
Little League. Pee wee. Oh no, Little League
Yeah,
is like
Little League baseball.
baseball. Oh, yeah.
It is baseball.
Pee wee ball.
Yeah, but I'm in there.
You there?
Got a picture.
Hey, sexy.
Am I in the top 25 Garrett Lees?
Look at you.
Oh, no, I'm on
You're
IMDb.
on IMDb though. That's cool. See that's cool.
Go ahead and check out That Night, which you can find somewhere. It's in some festivals right now. I keep getting messages that it's winning things.
Look at you.
I'm like, go check out movies and things I'm in.
You fancy it. Hey, if you're in festivals and you're winning shit, that's pretty awesome.
I'll take it.
That's
I'd rather
pretty
be in
awesome.
festivals and winning than not in festivals and not winning. For show.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Back on track.
Hey.
Which is never a thing. All right, so
sorry.
you're doing that, which is freaking awesome. I can't wait to see more videos, and then obviously, if you want to do that collab, super down. We'll talk.
We gonna
later.
make that happen.
I like that. I like that a lot. Now we're actually gonna jump into some stories. Sound good? All right. So real quick, where else can people find you besides your new YouTube channel? Where can they find you on Instagram and all the things they want that you want them to find you on?
My YouTube.
Yubatuba?
Yubatuba.
Yeah, it's a new
you can
instrument.
find-
It's
you
a Japanese
can-
yubatuba.
Yubatuba.
You said it better than me. That's fine.
Yeah, y'all can find me. Y'all, where did that come from?
We were looking at too many
Whoa.
Garretts.
Too many Southern
Garretts.
Yeah, y'all can find me.
On the Yubatubas.
So sorry. Instagram. Check me out on Instagram, guys.
Yeah.
My
Where?
name is Instagram.
Your name is Instagram. No, I think it's something else. What is it?
My name is not Instagram, but I'm on Instagram.
I think it's called. No, is that your name?
Name is pretty close, but not quite the cigar.
I tried.
Yeah, it was a good try. Find me on Instagram at Isabella Chiemi Weiss. Same damn thing.
Ooh, is there spaces in that, or is
No
it
spaces, no spaces.
one
But,
word?
One word.
Good
Yeah.
luck, internet.
So sorry, interwebs. I bet you if you search Isabella Weiss, that's probably fine too.
Yeah, that's fine.
So sorry. So sorry. I'm not making it easy on y'all's. Chiemi is as it is sounded.
Yeah, that's those.
That doesn't sound like English. Wow, that was weird.
CHIEMI.
CHIEMI.
Wow.
That's it. It's so it's literally Japanese is easy as fuck, guys. It's phonetic.
Totally. California roll.
It's me, bitches. I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
Entertainment news, everybody.
This just broke out.
That is a scientific fact, huh?
I'm not gonna get to this story. I have a question for you. News story that'll make you guys a little bit tingly in the fans. Okay, we need to move on from that. I need to get away from that real quick.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
I think I just need to incorporate this into every single segment of my episode or of
I
the
just
show.
died.
Did you?
I just died.
Well, welcome back to life.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I am here among the living again.
Sweet, I appreciate that. All right, box office. So, would you consider yourself a movie buff?
Well, I would
Movie fan?
consider myself a movie fan.
That's nice. What's the last movie you saw in theaters?
I just saw. Well, I saw Endgame, Avengers Endgame, with my parents for the
oh wait,
second
Endgame
time.
is that where you're like. Okay.
Just
How
like that.
Like it's just so epic that I just don't
So
want to.
fucking epic.
Like I have this thing with epic songs. So right now I have 3 epic songs that I can listen to all the time. It's that one. You have this one. But that's just the drop of it. But I try not. I need to not get pulled off of the internet for playing too much of that. And of course. You a fucking cover of this.
No one ever.
Although it would have made sense to do it before Detective Pikachu.
Well, yeah, but I was kind of too late to that ball game.
Fair enough. We'll stick
I
to.
am a busy person, man. I gotta compose this shit.
I
Or-
get
or
it.
Not compose it, arrange it.
I'm helping or hurting, but either way, I'm saying something. Either way, so you said you've seen Endgame.
Yes, sir, I have.
Awesome. And are you interested in any upcoming movies that you can think of off the top of your head, first and foremost?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Like, how are you a fan of Gojira? Gojira.
I am a definite fan of Gojira.
Okay.
I am curious about the new Godzilla King of Monsters.
You saw the first American. Well, let's not say the first one because that was
the most recent.
Gareth
new
Edwards
version.
2014.
Yes, I did, and I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, okay, good,
Very much.
good. The trailers are piquing your interest for this one.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I saw this one. It is also is number 1 at box office this weekend. Good for you, with a $48 million opening. However, not the best for its franchise, to be honest.
No, I think they may have been expecting a
A
slightly
little
higher
bit
box
more,
office.
which is
Yeah.
actually kind of interesting because I will say this. As a monster / action movie / popcorn eating like fun time movie,
Fuck
I want to
yeah.
give this straight up like 8 to 9 out of 10.
Ooh, that's
I was
high.
having so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Monster fights, epic. Amount of lore and Easter eggs, epic. Then you get to the human stuff, that shit sucked.
Oh, really? I'm taking that shit off. That's gross.
That was a clip of dialogue from the
That's
humans.
gross. Oh, go
Yeah,
away.
so I don't know why they did this and why this continues to be a thing. Because if you do such a good job at the monster fighting part, which I am fully on board and I will watch over and over again.
Fuck yeah.
Like to this day, there's like so many clips of
Like, all the
Endgame,
monsters were-
all the fighting. Like I'm talking about
Yeah.
Endgame. Like every moment is fucking awesome. I'll rewatch
Oh,
everything.
bajillion
This,
times, yeah.
if you took out all the clips of the monsters fighting, I would just watch that. Sit there, fucking with my headphones on, with a drink in my hand, eating chips, and like, this is amazing. Then you get to the storyline of the humans, and I'm just like, fuck this.
See,
It's
that's
not
so unfortunate. No.
Good. It's not horrible.
All right.
It's just like, let's just say you had the same movie,
Yeah.
and you didn't have the draw of monsters
Yeah.
fighting. Let's just say instead of monsters, it's like angry gorillas. I don't know, like something that
So
could be
it's-
comparable to
it's
the storyline, like
Planet of the Apes.
except horribly done. So basically, yeah, just think of like
that's
inanimate object. Yeah. So basically, let's just make it so the humans were the main draw of the movie and the human drama was the whole thing. This would get up a straight 2.
Out of
Maybe
what?
maybe a 3. Maybe it's because it's such a big contrast.
Wait. Out
On
of-
my scale of 1 to 10,
Oh.
it's so much. I'm like, why did you do that? Why are you doing this? Why is any of this even possible?
I died.
Then there's all these times where it's like, that is a gigantic monster. How is it not caught you faster?
See, that's sad. That's unfortunate. Like,
Yeah.
you want a movie with a character such as Godzilla. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
I will say this.
Classic monster.
Yeah, I will say this though. If you're going to a Godzilla film expecting to be enthralled by the human stuff, then you're just not going for the right reasons.
Fair.
It's the same reason, like,
Fair.
I will go to pretty much every Fast and Furious movie, not because I think it's a great movie by any means, but watching them do shit, jumping cars from building to building in Dubai, and like all the and
Wait,
like
wait, can I pause
and
there?
then like shoving a torpedo while you're ice skating on your boots.
I'm gonna
Why
pause
not?
right there though,
Why the fuck not?
because yes, I agree. Come on, Fast. and
Yes, exactly.
Furious.
So
Come on.
for me, it's
But-
all about why are you going to go see a movie? Am I going to go see? Okay, so there's the thing. Am I going to see a Godzilla and a Fast and Furious movie for the action and all the fun? Abso-fucking-lutely. Am I going to go see like Roma because I think it's going to have absolutely amazing car chases? Fuck no. No, I'm not.
Because let me just say that the whole new spin-off version,
Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
I was not before. I saw the trailer and I am super hype.
You're in?
I am in.
Nice.
Oh, I am so in because the trailer was fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome, man. I don't know. I was like channeling Quark there for a hot second.
Hey, it's
but
fucking awesome, man.
it was
Hey,
so
Thor.
good.
Thor, come look at the TV.
I'm just a big pile of rocks.
But like magical rocks, living rock.
Magical rocks.
Yeah. I was starting a revolution, but I didn't print enough pamphlets, and so the only people that showed up were my mum and her boyfriend, who I don't like. Next time I'll print more pamphlets.
More pamphlets, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah, but actually though, so I understand that Fast and Furious, a lot of people see it as kind of like a tired franchise, but I genuinely think with this spin-off that they are starting something new. And I'm totally on board
Hobbs
because
and Shaw, yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yeah.
Absolutely, because actually, I mean, so I follow all this stuff because I am in the world of movie news.
Oh yes.
Clearly, and so I have to be like, okay, so what's the latest movie
Yeah,
news?
yeah, you
and
gotta
so
be
there's a
up to date
lot
on
of behind the scenes drama with the Fast and Furious franchise,
Oh snap.
And I was like, ugh. So the Hobbs and Shaw thing, one, was already controversial in the circles of the actors and people in Fast and Furious. So it's not likely you'll be seeing The Rock in a main Fast and Furious movie anytime soon.
Mainstream, like directly correlated.
Yeah. So I believe the reports said that he wouldn't, him and Vin Diesel,
right?
wouldn't even record or film scenes together.
Oh, what the fuck? Stop being such divas.
Right?
Like, no.
And then there was a bunch of beef with Tyrese and Vin on Instagram and
All these
Twitter and
kiddos.
all this bullshit. That just, it sounds really whiny. And I'm gonna pick a side. I'm on The Rock's side for the most part because he's pretty much been like, do your jobs and let's go home.
I feel
don't-
that too.
He's like, I don't have to like you, but just do your jobs and go home.
Do your
Whereas
job.
I feel like a lot of the other side of it was just like, hey, stop trying to break everything up and blah blah blah. We were a family before you came here. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
Just shut your mouth.
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, these kids, look, yeah, sure, you could have been a family.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Thank you, internet.
No.
Thank you, soundboard.
Soundboard, you're
It's one of my best friends.
Wonderful.
I love you.
you're my BFF.
I love you, soundboard. What do you like?
I like beer. I like beer.
Oh, okay. I like beer too.
You know, I like beer 3.
And then, what kind of people do you like too?
Ah, the French.
Oh, okay. They're nice, I guess.
They're pretty chill. The
I haven't met a lot.
French.
I'll take that. You know, but whatever. Okay. Let's move forward. So I did see King of the Monsters, and I think it's really good. And it definitely, I mean, it's been announced, obviously. King Kong versus Godzilla is going to be a thing. They've already shot it.
Oh, have they now?
Yeah, apparently. And so I'm super excited for that after seeing this because there's a
Okay.
lot of questions I have.
Oh, well, that in a good way.
In a good way.
Okay.
I'm like,
chill.
ooh, okay. And this is purely on just, this is no spoiler whatsoever.
Right,
It's
right.
just straight up just news that has been dropped. It's in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
There is officially a Godzilla versus King Kong movie already being filmed.
So can I ask you, how was Millie Bobby Brown that childo who's super awesome?
From Stranger Things. She's
Yeah.
great. As far as an actress goes, great. I'm not talking about the acting. I'm talking about
Plotline,
plot lines,
writers.
logic, and writing. Those are my biggest things, and I feel like a lot of people have the biggest things with
Yeah.
just these 3 things. If those are off, everyone will rip you apart. If those are on point, then you give a lot of leeway to things.
You get a fucking Oscar.
because those are like the things that like stick it up. So it's
Yeah.
like oh, that makes sense versus like how the fuck did that happen?
Right.
And granted, there's a certain obviously level of disbelief
Sure.
that you have to have for any sort of movie, let alone obviously a giant kaiju movie. But the suspension of disbelief goes with the monsters, not the actual logic for humans being able to
Right.
do something or
Right.
making decisions or blah blah blah. Same thing with like the what was it, the 7th season of Game of Thrones?
Sure.
They got big shit for like how was it even possible that they could have covered a certain amount of distance, you know, like in that amount of time, an X
sure.
amount of time, and the answer was it's not possible. With the world that you have set up in 7 seasons, it's not fucking possible for you to have come from there to there in that amount of time.
See, we
And-
could have an entire episode on Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
not
just
gonna go
like
there.
I said, that's picking things apart, and it only happens when the humans do it.
Yeah.
You can have so much suspension of disbelief when you have giant alien robots come down and try and fight for a cube that was apparently here for so long. Like, that's fine.
That's chill.
But the second, like, you know, Shia LaBeouf gets shot in the face with a cannon and he gets back up, you're like, bullshit. Bullshit.
Shia LaBeouf, I love you, but no.
Yeah, no. And yeah, I'm just, there's certain things that you have to be able to understand what people will allow and not allow. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, you made a really good movie. Everything was so good except
Fucking
for all
awesome.
the decisions of like humans. And I'm going pretty hard on this. If not all the decisions, there was a lot of good stuff. There was really
Sure.
good stuff. Great, I would say a good
Beautiful
amount of
shit.
comedy in there that was
Yeah.
well timed, well put. It didn't seem very out of place by the people that did it. Great plots. It's just when certain things happen, you're like, what the fuck?
We
How?
literally could spend an entire 5 episodes on just Game of Thrones, but
Yeah.
we're gonna spare you that. We're gonna spare you that pain because no.
No, we're good. We're good forward. And then going next. So number 2 was actually Aladdin. Its second week. I haven't seen it though.
I haven't seen
A
it
lot of
either.
people have seen it, and I will say a majority of them are saying it's really good.
Yes.
But the people that are saying that they didn't really like it say that they don't like it for reasons that I think I wouldn't like it.
Oh, interesting. So tell me, what is the take that those kinds of people are getting?
So it's the people are saying that like it. Like it's really fun, really a little bit different, obviously, than the original. I was gonna say Robin Williams version, but it's not just his version. The original Disney version, animated version. They have their own take, and it's entertaining and enthralling once you get into it.
Yeah.
The people that don't like it were saying, it takes too long to get into if you get into it at all, and then it takes too many liberties as far as how much of a deviation you want to go from the actual story that they first did, and also the fact that it seemed a little bit too forced as far as certain acting moments, and that's what I saw from the trailers. That's what I already thought I wasn't going to like.
Yeah.
And so I'm not super excited because I have AMC A-list. I'm probably gonna go see it at some point, but I don't know how much I'm gonna want to see. Cause
on the A list for your list it is.
Yes, exactly. Have you gotten any sort of a subscription service for any movies or anything like that?
I actually haven't, and I'm surprised by myself that I haven't.
Yeah.
I always thought I would. Like when what is the movie pass thing was?
Yeah, Movie Pass. I was
you
on
know,
board when that
died.
actually was a thing.
Oh, I
But
thought about
then
it.
it started screwing people over. I was like, nope,
it
I am
died.
out.
It
And no,
died.
but that's the thing. It's still around.
Oh wait, is it?
Yes, it keeps trying to come back in new different versions.
I thought it died. Like the company went kind of bankrupt.
Bankrupt?
and
No, that's
shit.
the whole thing. That's what we thought was going to happen,
Oh my.
but it just never did.
Yeah.
Exactly, and so it's super weird. Still around, different sort of concepts.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Sure. So it's kind of trying to reinvent itself, but
Trying
it's
to.
not actually necessarily picking up, shall we say?
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
But I have AMC A-list, and
Okay.
that's the one that I champion all the time. I feel like I say it every single week on Humpcast, which I feel like maybe I do, but it's just because I'm really trying to say I like a quality product.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not getting paid a single fucking cent, but what I do is I pay $20 a month, and I get 3 movies a week, and then I get discounts on things. I get free stuff. I get points, like a reward system.
That's good. Points are good.
And I'm just like, who doesn't like this? As long as they have an AMC around them. I have a bunch of them around me.
I mean, we have a lot around us. I feel like everyone has a lot around them.
In LA. We're in LA.
That's true.
So that's what I'm saying.
Depending on...
If I go 10 to 20 minutes in any direction, I can hit an AMC.
You can find an AMC.
Exactly.
That's
There's literally one down the street we can walk to if you want to.
hey, let's go.
We're going to go watch a movie, guys.
Hey,
Thank you for
peace.
joining us on Humpcast. We will see you next week. Just kidding. No, and then number 3, we have Rocket Man, which my brother saw and said it was pretty interesting, pretty fun, very different. Not your cookie cutter biopic, but also a little weird because it wasn't Elton John singing. It was actually Taron Egerton, who was the actor.
I am 100% on board with this. I have not seen Rocket Man yet, but I will.
Have you been an
100%
Elton John
will.
fan then?
I'm a casual Elton John fan, and I want to say that because I don't want to do any kind of disrespect to hardcore Elton
Yeah.
John.
I get that
Elton
too.
John.
Elton.
Elton John fans.
Yeah.
I genuinely respect his music, and I think he's a brilliant, gorgeous musician.
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of the kind of interviews and behind the scenes of what Taron Egerton and Sir Elton John have gone through with creating this biopic. I always want to say biopic. Which
No, it's funny. I've heard that before. No, I've heard that many times. I'm like, why are you saying that?
That sounds like a biopsy or something.
It's a choice, and I feel like you could say it because it's a thing. It's available to you as far as how
biopic
sounds work in English.
But actually, though,
Because it's the whole thing. It's like in
genuinely
English,
interested.
things that are spelled the same are pronounced differently, and things that are pronounced differently sound the same.
There's a lot of that shit. Please,
Or no,
if you're trying to learn English, don't. I'm sorry. So sorry.
No, I would say English. I'm so glad it was my first language because it's seems like it's very hard to get from a standpoint. No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's
okay, so let me
true.
reiterate what I said, but in a better
Yeah.
way, because I think it was a little drunky weird. So things that are spelled the same are pronounced differently, and things that are spelled differently are pronounced the same.
The same.
And it depends on your context as far as if people will even understand what the fuck you're saying.
So true. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no, it's genuinely a thing. And I appreciate every single fucking person that is trying to learn English.
Yeah, you
Please
go,
do
person.
not give up. You fucking rock.
Yeah.
Fucking rock. Yeah.
Woo! I
Ow!
wish I had a sound drop for that. I don't even have
Do you
anything
have a
that
sound
would...
drop for that?
Not
We
for
should-
that.
we
No,
should-
a lot of negative ones, which because
What's
we
your
like...
Matt Damon one? I like Matt Damon.
That was Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Smoke weed every day.
That's different. I
No,
mean,
it's
yes, but no, that's different.
And then... If you mispronounce a word in English, don't worry, because we won't be...
Disappointed.
Oh, no, I'm very disappointed.
Nah, that's also Kevin Sorbo, first of all. And this is...
I mean, she gave me, and then I gave her some. I do, yeah.
I haven't used that one in a while.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. I got some stuff here. I'm also gonna work on some new ones for
Oh, yes,
later
please.
episodes because
Yes,
I love sound drops. They make my day. They make my show for sure. I love
I
it.
mean, sound bites are the best.
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, we also number 4. You have
man.
Ma, which is it looks weird. Have you seen the trailers for this one with Octavia Spencer?
I have, and I'm very concerned that Ma is just going to. If I watched it, I don't think I'd be able to sleep.
It looks. Oh, that's right. Because you like horror movies, but you don't like watching
do.
them alone.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm terrified. Like, I love horror movies, but if I watch like okay, to give like a point of reference,
Yeah.
one of the first no, that's a lie. One of the first major horror films that I watched
Yeah.
by myself that I genuinely had like a strong memory about was The Ring.
Oh. Yeah.
And I watched it for the first, because like I was a very sheltered, cute little Asian childo. But I watched it in college when I was a freshman, and my roommate was gone for the weekend.
So wait, you chose to watch this
I
by
did.
yourself?
No. I had like friends over.
Oh,
like
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
came into my little cute. Like,
I thought you were like,
no.
my roommate was gone, so I was like, you know what?
then
Now's
I
the time
watched-
to watch The Ring.
No, I wasn't that stupid. I was also that stupid, but I watched it with a couple of friends that came over. We all were like in my dorm room. We watched The Ring, and it was terrifying as shit. And my friends all went home. And my roommate was gone for the weekend. So I stayed up.
Uh-huh.
I was awake
Uh-huh.
until 4 or 5 a.m. Whenever the sun came up. Whenever the sun came up, that is when I was awake until.
And then did
because
you actually sleep?
cried.
Oh, God.
No, I did not sleep.
Wait, let me ask you this. A lot of people did this. Did you turn your TV around?
Well, we didn't even have a TV. It was like on a laptop.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I was like scared of my laptop.
You're like, I'm going to put my laptop under the couch.
Yeah.
It can't get me if it's under the...
I put it under
It's a
my
very tiny
dresser.
girl. I don't think she'll be able to lift a couch.
It was pathetic. But I loved it. And I to this day, I love scary movies. I just can't watch them by myself.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I have gotten more and more into horror movies lately.
Yeah.
That, I mean, one, I never even liked the concept of watching a movie by myself for whatever reason. I mean, unless I'm at home. Like, if I'm doing work and I want to put on a movie or whatever, or having lunch here or whatever. But if I go to the theaters, I've never wanted to do that alone until more recently, where it's like, you know what, no one has time, or everyone's seen this already, and then blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm just gonna, and I have the movie pass, or the AMC A-list, I'm like, we just fucking go. I'll just go. So I actually watched Godzilla by myself, and I watched some other movies. You know, I was like, you know what, I'll just watch it, because like I think most of my family and a lot of my friends had watched it, and so I had to go to work, and I'm like, all right, well, everyone saw it, and I want to be able to talk about it on the show.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, I'll just go watch it by myself. That's fine.
Proud of
I went
you.
and I went to the gym, and then I went and I got a bowl of poke, and I sat in the AMC theater and just eating my fucking poke.
Eat your fucking poke, bitch.
Exactly.
That's what you should do.
Is it? Yeah. Exactly. Take this from us. You should eat your poke.
Eat your poke.
But Ma is number 4, and that looks whatever. I mean, I didn't. It's not really
feeling
hitting.
it?
It's not. I'm not feeling it. Not just because it doesn't even look scary. It just looks weird.
It just looks
and
creepy.
it doesn't hit notes where I'm like,
That's
I
fair.
want to know what happens. I don't care whatsoever.
That's fair.
And number 5, you have John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, which is fucking awesome. Go check that out if you haven't.
I adore John Wick. Go watch John Wick.
Absolutely.
That is all I will say.
Opening this weekend, we have The
Hey.
Secret Life of Pets 2, which the first one was cool, but it was one of those things
I thought it
where
was super cute.
after I watched it, I didn't fucking give one fuck.
That's fair.
Like, I watched it and I was like, I enjoyed that, and then I went on with my life.
Yeah, but I feel like you're also not the target demo. Like,
That's
I
very
feel
true.
like it's a younger,
Very true.
like the kiddos that are into like, oh my god, what if my doggy could talk? Or, I have this kitty.
True.
and
I mean,
wish knew
I
what she
have
was
those
thinking."
like I know that feeling. The thing is like, the lines that divide kids movie and adult movie and et cetera, are blurring.
Yeah.
So much so that like one of my favorite films is like, and recent I'm talking about recently,
Yeah.
is like How to Train Your Dragon movies. I fucking
Oh,
love that.
absolutely.
And like I was on this show, I was championing Big Hero 6 forever. I have a Baymax cup. I have a Baymax bag. I love Baymax, and like
I love Baymax.
like these kid movies. Look at my fucking
He's
only pop
right
dolls I
there.
have
He's right there.
are fucking Avatar.
Appa.
Yeah, you have Appa and Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Love it.
And that's a kids cartoon, whatever.
Wow,
I fucking love that. I own the Blu-rays because I got them as gifts. They're just so freaking awesome.
I love it.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like watching this movie, I was like, cool,
Yeah.
whatever. Like it didn't seem consequential. So that
Fair.
the second one, I see trailers and like that looks good, but I'm getting the same vibes as I'll watch it, I'll enjoy it, and I don't care after.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's fair.
I'm saying that this is not gonna make a lot of money. However, what I already have tickets for, mostly because it's the last one you will ever see with this cast, Dark Phoenix.
Oh.
So this and here's an interesting note. I want to see. There are definitely people that do not know this yet.
Huh.
Disney has bought Disney has bought Fox
Do people not know this
Entertainment.
yet? Yeah.
No.
That's
Most
a
of the world,
thing.
I would say most of the world probably
Yeah.
does, but a lot of people still don't, and I find that super interesting because a lot of people don't care, and I get it. I mean,
People don't
there's
care. It's
there's
not like a thing.
if I asked 10 people like on the street if they knew who if they knew that Disney bought Fox, they'd be like, who? What? I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm like, that makes sense. So because of that, the Fox owns the license?
Yeah.
Yeah, license to the X-Men, which is a Marvel property.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's always been separate from the MCU.
Yes.
Now, Disney, who owns Marvel, bought Fox. They are 99.9% not gonna continue with this cast, and so this is the last. No, well, okay. I want to retract that statement. I'm gonna retract that statement because this is the last one that they are doing, except. No, with this cast, yes. No, I'm gonna put that. They have New Mutants.
Yes.
Do you know about New Mutants? So, which is a Fox-made movie
Yeah.
that Marvel
show,
that is
isn't
not, no. So they were deciding what to do. New Mutants is officially there's even a trailer.
Oh.
I'll show you that after. So New Mutants is basically think about like orphans / instituted people that are mutants, but not any of the mutants that you know. It takes place theoretically in that universe, but I do not believe that it has anything to do with this cast. At least after they do more reshoots to it,
Yeah.
because now that Disney owns it, they do plan on releasing it, but they are reshooting it, and it's really technical and really complex, and I'm very curious as to what happens when it comes out, because it has a very horror movie vibe
Oh, I'm on it.
with somebody else.
God damn it.
Yes.
With
No,
somebody
I'm going to show you the trailer. I don't want to see your face.
All right.
But that's the whole thing. So Dark Phoenix is the culmination of all of the like First Class, the Year One, and then go.
All right.
And then all that stuff. And so we have a lot of interesting questions that have to be answered after this. And next we have Late Night, which is actually going to be pretty interesting. I like this because it is going to be a story about a female late night host played by Emma Thompson and Mindy Kaling, who is going to be a female writer, basically. But the thing is, not only is she a female, she's a person of color, and it makes it so that I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's a trope that's been done before, definitely with male cast before. But I'm very interested to see what the dynamic's going to be with females in these roles because of the fact that you get a lot of different insights. I'm gonna wait, obviously, for my co-host to come back to finish these thoughts because this is the thing that you get when you have two people on the podcast. You kind of have to wait to have this conversation. But either way, you guys out on the internet. Check out trailers for Dark Phoenix. Check out trailers also for, if you haven't, New Mutants. There's one trailer for New Mutants, and it was out a long time ago by Fox. And now that Disney owns it, they're going to definitely change. They already have reshoots scheduled, so they're going to change stuff about it for sure. So I want to see how much from the trailer kind of transfers and how much doesn't. Cool. And she's on her way back. Sick. All right. So, last but not least, we have late night. What's up? What's up? She's back. So, real quick, rundown. So, you have a late night talk show host played by Emma Thompson.
Oh, yes.
And Mindy Kaling coming in as her new first and only female, as well as person of color, writer for her show because it's failing. And I was saying that this sort of trope has been done before with guys. Obviously, you have one old white guy, and then you have a colored person come in and hey, I have a different perspective, and then blah blah blah. But trailer looks really good, and I want to see how things change with the female cast. More so after I've seen Booksmart. Have you heard of Booksmart or seen it?
I have. I've not seen it yet, but it's definitely high on my list. I love freaking Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, who directed it.
I think she's spectacular. And I'm definitely a big fan of the story, of the way that the girls in the story interact. I've seen all the trailers. I didn't want to ruin it for myself, so I haven't watched more than just what's widely available.
Smart.
Because I genuinely think that it's an important movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about kids in high school, and yes, it's female skewed. But I think that's important because there are a lot of little girls out there that are just man, high school sucks.
And what am I supposed to talk about and not talk about? And this is one thing that I wanted to say as someone that's seen it. I love it. I love Booksmart because a lot of people were, and I get it because you're also trying to sell it on this point too because people loved it so much. They're saying it's the female Superbad. Yeah. It is definitely has parallels. Yes. 100% has parallels, but it is not a rehash whatsoever.
No.
It is hits different notes, different things are done. I think it's done in a way that not just the characters necessarily are smarter, but the actual, like I said, the writing, the logic, and all this stuff. When you see something happen and you're like, oh, I know it's going to happen because you've seen it a million times, it doesn't, or it goes in a different direction, which is logical. And you're like, oh, yeah. And I fucking love it. And I want to go see it again, too, because it's such a good movie. And I know a lot of people haven't seen it. And it's so good. And so translating to what I hope this could be is you have a lot of stuff that you've probably seen before, but hopefully they take it in a good, different route. Not necessarily because of the female aspect, but because you have different writers and different directors, etc.
Right.
But you have different doors that can open no matter what.
100%.
And besides that, the trailers have actually looked funny, so I'll put them there.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to run through these too because I know we're running a little bit late too as well. First and foremost, something I know you're very excited about is that we have our official new Batman.
Shit!
And his name is Robert Pattinson.
It's the Pattinson.
It's the Batman. Are we going with the Patman?
It's going to be the
Batman. Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson.
Because we had Batfleck.
No, Batfleck didn't really catch on that much.
I thought Batfleck was doing anything good.
Batfleck was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Pattinson, though.
I get Robert. It sounds like a frog. Robert Pattinson has now officially been cast as the Batman. Now, you may be scratching your head, but like, I thought we knew this already. No, we didn't. It was very much alleged that he was front running and for the Batman role, but it was never officially confirmed. And then we got news that he was not only not officially cast, but was also content. I was gonna say, is that the word I'm looking for? He was a contender for the role alongside Nicholas Hoult, who was Beast. It was the current Beast, actually, in the X-Men universe, as well as other things. It has now been official that he beat out Nicholas Hoult for the role of Batman. And I'm very interested. And I told this to you, and you had a very interesting reaction. So I want to go to you first, obviously. You hearing this news, I ask you two questions. One, how does it make you feel? And then two, have you seen Robert Pattinson in anything besides Twilight and Harry Potter? Go.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I have a complicated feeling about this situation.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to just be like, oh, okay, I'm on board.
Right, because I'm aboard the modern train of freaking
Christian Bale. Christian Bale is, I want to say, most of the people in this generation's Batman.
Yeah.
Like, people.
He's very popular as Batman.
And I grew up and I've seen every Batman film, I believe. I'm like, right? I'm trying to think. I'm like, you've seen, obviously, the Val Kilmer, the Michael Keaton, the George Clooney.
I was actually a fan of both Michael Keaton and George Clooney.
I'm trying to think. Oh, the Adam West. I've seen the shows, obviously. Adam West.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of what other Batmans.
Those are the big
Actually,
ones.
you can't even say Batman because it is a singular character, just multiple iterations. So the Batmans.
Yeah. This is true. Same thing with the Joker, which is very fascinating. Speaking of the whole, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, and those trailers are good.
So on board that train.
There you go.
Let me just say.
Yeah.
So, but that aside, I have a lot of conflicting feelings about Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Because most of us in this day and age, we all know him as, the sparkly...
the vampire from Twilight.
Yeah, from Twilight.
And that's 99% of the memes. But, and this is why I asked you the second question.
Please do.
And that was, have you seen him in anything besides Twilight or Harry Potter?
I have.
What have you seen him in besides that?
I forget. I know that I have.
This is a great try.
That I have.
Excellent try.
What has he done recently?
Let me really quick. We're gonna ask the audience. Audience, do you believe her?
Oh, fuck off!
Wait, there's a hand in the back.
Oh, is there?
Do you believe her, sir?
Oh, go away.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
All right.
No, ladies.
Yeah, is that Andre 3000 in the back? No, it's not. All right. So,
what
he has had a very good acting career as far as, and it seems to be his choices, many indie films, and so I've seen a good amount of some of these works, and they're very different. You do not, and think about this as an actor. You go in something, and yes, you can make a character your own. However, at the end of the day, no matter what, the director has final say over what he sees or she sees of your performance.
Please
so
let that be a lesson to a lot of people out there.
So if you read the books and you see the thing, no one was like, oh, that's not book accurate, blah blah blah. It's like the director was like, probably, I would imagine, be brooding, don't say shit. And then sparkle. And I think he did a great job of all those things.
It was a really pathetic story. And I don't deny the fact that I was super into that pathetic story. But that's another story.
Yeah, that's like we were talking about with the Transformers and Dragon. I was going to say Dragon Ball Z, Godzilla, and all that stuff. You go to movies for a specific reason, and I saw those movies mainly because I had a young sister who watched and owns all the DVDs, and I've seen them. Also, I got into them after I was like, you know what? I already saw the first ones. I'll see the next one with you.
Right.
So
honestly, the thing is. I genuinely
do.
I've seen him in something, and I don't. I'm
curious. So just look at this, because so for one, The Lighthouse, great in.
Oh no, he was good in that. Oh, he was good in that, and that was a very touching movie. I cried.
The Rover. The Rover he was great in.
I did not see Rover.
Okay. Where is it? And then
The Lost City of Z, I heard, was really good.
Good Time. Good Time. Crazy story. Good Time. Check out those 3 films, or one of those 3, if you want to see any different side of this actor.
Okay.
He's done a lot more, but I'm just saying those are 3 that I would say are a good testament to this guy's acting ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just saying, and then if you just look at pictures, that is a fucking Batman face.
Let me see.
I'm gonna show you. Okay, that's a Batman face, and then anyone can work out and get a Batman body eventually.
Eventually,
especially an actor who gets paid to do this type of stuff.
Well, that's also a very good point.
So
there's a huge difference. So while Garrett looks this up, I just want to say, you can have a face of any kind whatsoever, and there is a role for you. If you want to be an actor, there is a role for you. Please,
absolutely.
Just go for it.
Because here's the thing,
there's so much out there. You don't need to be the beautiful girl or the handsome guy.
Look at this
Most
concept.
Of the characters are
that is him.
That's his
in a Batman.
Wait, that's his face.
Yes, that is his face.
That's
in
his
a
face
Batman
structure.
outfit.
Look
yes,
at that.
It is. And look at this face now.
All right, sorry. Please don't look at that face.
It's on the internet forever now.
Any casting directors out there? Please
No,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. Look at this. Look at the jawline. Look at the mouth, and then you can obviously you have to be able to act with your eyes and your face. So imagine Batman.
Yes.
One, Bruce Wayne obviously is a person. You can act however you want to act and be Bruce Wayne. In a superhero outfit, specifically Batman, you have to be able to use your lower face and your eyes to just convey what you need to convey.
Emotion.
And that right there, I can't. That's a good one, because also later to this story, not just has he been cast, it's also been let on or leaked, not leaked, but it's also been announced that this story is, while not going to be an origin story, not going to be a seasoned Batman.
Interesting.
This is Batman early in his career, so let's say like maybe year 1 or 2, maybe 3, whatever. You know, he's not. You don't just go from rich person trying to learn ninjutsu to the Dark Knight.
Oh, I love that.
There is much in between.
Because there is so much in
and
between.
This story is somewhere in between, where he's still learning. He's trying to find his footing as the Batman and as a detective and as blah, blah, blah.
Because one can imagine if you were burdened, we shall say, with such a responsibility, you're not going to be, woo, let me be Batman.
I'm a Batman, I can fly.
It's going to be hard as shit. And you're going to go through all these trials and tribulations that just tear your soul apart. That you're like, yes, I need to do this thing for my honor, but oh my God, that's going to lead me down this darker path. Whatever the case may be, it's not going to be easy. And that's not what Batman is not an easy character.
Absolutely not.
So I think it's going to be beautiful. If they can go down this path,
I'm on board. The more I hear about this, the more I'm on board. So when I initially heard this, I was like, that's a weird choice. But then the more I heard about the story and the more I looked into actually Robert Pattinson's, because, I mean, like the thing, for a while, that's all I saw him in. Then I started seeing him in trailers for The Rover and Good Time and seeing him in those movies. And then I was like, okay, this guy is actually trying.
He's got talent.
Yeah, because like that's one thing to be typecast as one thing and then keep going with it, or typecast as one thing and then vanish. This guy got typecast. He's like, all right, whatever. Then I need to do the opposite, and I need to be good at what I'm doing.
Yes.
And so that's why he's been doing so many indies and working with great directors. And there's also, I'm not sure 100% if it's official, but I definitely heard a story where I believe I think he is. I think it's official. He's in a Christopher Nolan film. Christopher Nolan thinks that you're good enough to be in his film. You're fucking good enough to be in his film.
You're fucking good at it. Like, honestly, that's like Gary Oldman is my fucking up here.
Oh, yeah, he's a girl.
He's my up here. Because he's the most versatile, like, he can
blend in.
Anything.
And I love that about certain actors. It's like, certain actors, like, they'll put a different character. I'm like, that's just you with a different voice and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Gary Oldman fucking vanishes.
He is that person, like, what the fuck, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, Gary Oldman, shit.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of mentality that people will go into. No, just kidding. People go into a movie with the mentality that Gary Oldman is just that character. They don't even realize necessarily that it's Gary Oldman.
There are actually movies where I had to look it up later, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, fuck, that was Gary
that
Oldman.
was him. Like, what? Because he's just that good.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And, this guy
Fucking awesome.
is getting there. There are definitely things where I'm like, oh, that's Edward. Not Edward, but that's the guy that I saw when I was
It's
watching
still
Twilight.
a little bit
But then
Twilight-y.
like,
That's
go
fine.
look at a good, like, just good time. Go good time.
Go good time.
Go to good time. Watch that, because then you're like, oh, fuck, that's someone completely different.
Fair.
All right, next story. Thank you. I was thinking the same thing. I was going to get Ice. Django and Zorro are teaming up. What? Yes? Did you hear that correctly? I'm sorry. Is that you in the background? Yep. Oh, we're drunk.
I'm gonna cry. Wait. Oh
What?
my god, no, never stop playing this music.
Oh, well, good, because I think it's been in a good amount of Humpcast episodes. But yes, I'm gonna call him the Mexican Batman. Slash more Robin Hood than anything.
More than yeah.
Yeah, he's a vigilante though. He's definitely one of the original vigilante stories.
Yes.
Zorro.
Zorro.
I believe is the proper pronunciation. Zorro.
Oh, that's a lot.
Zorro. No, you're good.
I'm so
Zorro. But now you have to do the exact same amount.
Oh, shit.
Zorro. And Django. Yes, Django from Django Unchained, aka that Quentin Tarantino film, are officially coming in a movie produced at least by Quentin Tarantino. Directed, maybe.
At the very least.
Yes, because this is actually, there was a comic book that had both of these two meet up, and it's basically adapting a story about that where Django has to move, obviously because there's a bounty on his head from the events of Django Unchained.
Can we just show this picture? Are you gonna show this picture?
I can't right now.
God damn it. Okay, later we're gonna show this picture.
Yeah, look at the comic. Type in Django and Zorro.
Fucking
Remember, D is silent.
gorgeous. The D is silent. It's fucking Django, bitch.
Yes.
This shit is amazing. It's hard to describe because there is so much writing on this from a person who I grew up with comic books. I grew up in the kind of like older school of like silver golden age. My uncle was all about that shit. Just go watch it. And then you will understand what true comic books are about. All right, that's all I got.
Django.
Fair enough.
Can you spell it?
His name's Django.
D-J-A-N-G-O.
Motherfucker.
The D is silent.
Motherfucker.
All right, there you go. The D is silent, motherfuckers.
The D is silent.
All right. But yeah, so that's officially filmed. We don't have a lot of information thus far, except that it's based off the comic book line where he basically meets up with an older Zorro. Now, here's my fan casting. I really want,
Yeah.
because I have a brain fart, the guy that fucking played Zorro in The Mask of Zorro. Antonio Banderas.
Get out of here.
It took me that long to think of his name. Antonio Banderas, I swear to God, if he came up with an older Zorro. Because, okay, so this is what I loved about... So I grew up watching Comedy Central, and oddly enough, they played a bunch of random movies.
Did they really?
They did.
Of like Zorro?
So when you would come home, instead of like stand-up comedy or comedy shows,
Sure.
they played shows that or movies that had some comedy in them, not necessarily pure comedies like this. I would say this is more a comedy adventure. They played these movies, and so I would see this at least 10 times in a year.
That's a lot.
And I grew up with it, where you had Antonio Banderas as the new Zorro.
Right.
Where you had the guy that's Thor's father, because, again, I'm horrible at names when I'm at this intoxication level. Anthony Hopkins, which is also fucking weird because he's an old white guy, as original Diego de la Vega.
Totally an old
Diego
white
de la
guy.
Vega.
Fucking
Yeah.
love him.
So,
Yeah.
I want to see this, but I want to see it with Antonio Banderas.
Fuck yeah. Wait, but I want Antonio Banderas to be the dad, And I want somebody like Pedro Pascal. What is his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yes. I want him to be the new Zorro.
I like this because we both can put accents on certain things. That's fucking awesome. Yes. So okay, so Pedro Pascal is a little bit. If you put him in the actual role of the older Zorro, it's possible. But he's at this weird cusp age where he's not old enough.
He's not
to be an older version, but he's not young enough to be a younger version. I think he's a perfect age to play a reinterpretation of a current Zorro.
Exactly, which is like I'm 100% on board with that. I think Pedro Pascal could be a really good new age Zorro. Yeah, like I think.
Because here's the thing: I just saw pictures of him when he shaved for a certain role. I'm like, that motherfucker looks like
he's Zorro. Like what the fuck?
30 tops.
He's sexy as fuck.
Then when he was in Game of Thrones with the beard, I'm like, all right, if you gray up the beard, you can probably get 40, 45.
See, the thing is, I still think in Game of Thrones he looked 30 tops. But then, like, without the bird...
He's a little older now. But
did I just say bird? I said
you
bird.
said bird.
I said
well,
bird.
The bird. I believe the bird is the word, correct?
Bird. Yeah, the bird is the word.
I'm going to get ice. Go.
Okay, no. Without the bird, he still looks... Don't die. He still looks 30. This guy is, like, immortal. It's like Keanu Reeves meets Latino version of Keanu Reeves. Like Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is genuinely like he seems like a caring, wonderful individual who is also very humble, which I am so about because Keanu Reeves is like my idol. He's like way up here because he's my idol because he's humble and shit. I also adore Mads Mikkelsen. Just gonna throw his name out there because
have you seen Polar though? Check out Polar.
Oh my god. So I work.
Right.
I work in marketing. Like my day job is for Universal Pictures.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, please.
Because I was there when you got a new job. So that was this
job. Actually, though. Yeah. Let's cheers on that.
Yeah. So this is just going to be... So I have this new thing where it's like, I just love soda drinks. So I've been drinking a lot of whiskey and sodas.
I'm down with that. Are you guys, anybody that's watching with us, you have to have drinks the same time that we do.
So I will say this. That is a majority of people that listen to the podcast, in all honesty.
Please.
I get so many like emails and messages where it's like, sometimes, I'll wait. Like, so this is the thing. Some people will wait, of course, until they can get home and have a drink. Some people, they're like, I was at my job, and I kid you not, I took a shot with you one time. I was like, that's awesome.
That's awesome. He's leaving me hanging, guys.
I didn't even know what you were doing. That was a lobster claw.
Guys, come on.
Heart. For you guys. All for you. Say something in Japanese. I don't know what that meant.
I love you.
Nihame.
I got that shit.
Oh, good.
Chinese. What's up?
What's up?
Hearts all around, guys.
Heart.
Please.
Heart. I need to. Okay, so
support the heart.
You are making me feel bad because I noticed that I have a majority of negative sound bites. I need some more positive ones. I have go fuck yourself, shut your mouth. I have the poop one.
The poop one is
disappointed.
Bitch, what the fuck?
Y'all, if you think the poop one is disgusting as fuck, can you please comment and say so?
Shout out. What do you think of this?
I'm literally not listening right now. I'm gonna not listen until it stops.
All right, it's done.
Is it done?
It's done.
Okay.
Cool. It was done.
But he started it. Fuck you.
It's about to start again. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I wish I could double up on him to make him realize just how disgusting it sounds.
Oh, we know. we know. We've heard it for a while. Yeah. Come at me. All right, we're good. All right, moving on.
All right, fine.
Last two stories we got some awesome trailers for two things. I'll say them at the top and we'll talk about both, but we'll see what you want to talk about first. So we had Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, a good official full trailer dropped, as well as The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, new Netflix series. Which, if you are a '90s/'80s kid, or at least saw this film around that time, you know The Dark Crystal, because that shit's epic. It's a Jim Henson project that has nothing to do with the Muppets, but it has the Muppet puppets. It has puppets.
If you know anything about Jim Henson, that kid, he actually didn't want to do children's programs. So y'all should know that The Dark Crystal that came out in the 70s.
I want to say the 80s.
80s, we think. Don't quote us on that because
I'm gonna look it up.
We don't fucking know
because we have the internet.
Google Sensei is gonna teach us. That was not like the thing. He was totally
82.
It was 80.
So,
look at you. You were on it.
Thank you. My mother was actually pregnant with my brother when this was released.
Shit. Hey. So Jim Henson was like the shit.
They have Dark Crystal pop toys. That's cool.
You know, wasn't it recently like an anniversary? Wait, what year was it released?
82.
I feel like that was an anniversary, but I can't do
92.
What's
2002. 12? 12?
I can't do math.
12 was the recent one, and then 22 would be another one if you're going 10 years.
No, that's not a year. It's like even numbers are fives.
No, that's not how that works.
That's how that works.
I
work in marketing, but I can't do numbers, guys.
Well, that's why we aren't accountants. I told someone this recently.
I'm legit
I was like,
not.
no, I was like, I have a business background. I went to school for business. I love certain sales aspects and blah, blah, blah. I hate numbers. Oh, no, because I was talking to somebody and I'm like, what do you even do? Like, I've known them for so long. I have no idea what their job is. Yeah. And so I was like, wait, what do you do again? It's like, oh, I do like, I think accounting, basically. I'm like, oh, okay.
Accounting.
I hate numbers.
No, numbers suck. Literally, I do numbers, but I don't do numbers.
No, they're not fun.
No, they're not fun. They're really not. Like, I did. Ooh, look at the mic. It's so close. Hello. Oh. Just kidding. Sorry.
Also, you know what's fun too? I love science. This is what I thought was the most interesting. I love science. I was in honor science like a majority of my life.
Yeah.
Except that they didn't let me go any further because I was failing math, which is an integral part of science, which I thought was interesting. And a testament to the fact that I hate math because it's so boring. I love science because it's not boring. Because I can actually pay attention to the math in science because I liked it.
I died.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Academia and fucking
I
public
said
school.
you're welcome first.
Public school could not even let me go for. I'm like, I have A's in all my science classes, and you won't forward because I can't pass algebra 2.
No.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch.
So I became a salesperson and then an actor.
Sales rep.
You're
what's
welcome.
up?
You're welcome. Cheers.
I'm cheersing.
Could have found the cure for cancer, but no.
No.
No, because can't solve for X apparently. All right, we're going way too far now. We're gonna end it probably on that. Dark Crystal looks cool. Scary stories. You thought it looked good, but you're scared.
I'm so scared, but I'm so excited because Dark Crystal is a part of my childhood.
And scary stories for the tell in the dark.
I'm so terrified. No, cry me to sleep. No, that's different. Cry me to sleep.
All right, if you see, watch this trailer. It looks fucking amazing. It makes you go. But I will say this: it actually looks
Star Wars soundbite.
It's actually. I actually will say this: you are correct, as well as wrong.
Oh.
It was in Star Wars, but it's a famous. It's called the Wilhelm scream. It's in a lot of things because I think it's public domain where you can use this soundbite in any movie, and you've seen it or you've heard it in many movies. Definitely Star Wars.
He's real smart.
You are right. Yeah. No, I'll say you're right about something. But yes, it was in Star Wars and in a lot of other movies as well. But check out the scary stories to tell in the dark trailer because that shit looks good. It is not about jump scares. It's about actual creepy horror. And bad things happen. And I want to thank our guest, Miss Isabella Chiemi Weiss. Go check out her new YouTube channel, which is also Isabella Chiemi Weiss. Type in Isabella Weiss or Weiss, which is Weiss. And you'll find her and follow her on Instagram with the same things. Follow me personally at Garrett_AMLee at Twitter and Instagram, and follow us on Humpcast on all the platforms. We will see you next week.
Humpcast?
Maybe Ryan will grace us with his presence. We'll find out. I don't know. We'll see what happens.